Like to record. So thank you everybody for joining me today. My name is BeckyRaney, and I am super excited to bring to you this Living a Natural Lifestyle program regarding DIYs, which stands for Do It Yourself products and different things that you can make in the home. And it is just an incredible thing. I toured India back in 2022, I believe it was, and I taught this class, and it just opened up such a huge array of different things that people can do with the oils. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat or reach out to me. I'll be happy to help answer those questions for you or reach out to your upline. Um, okay, so we're going to jump in. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Larry and I have been married for 33 years. I started out with doTERRA. Gosh, I had major food allergies. Like I was allergic to everything. You guys, I was allergic to rice. I know people in India think that's crazy because you eat rice with every meal, but I couldn't do rice. I couldn't do eggs. I couldn't do dairy. I couldn't do sugar. There's everything pretty much in an ingredient. And the list of things I could eat was getting smaller and smaller because when you are having so much inflammation in your body, intolerances turn into allergies and turn into major gut issues. And I wasn't able to get any help from the doctors. I was going from doctors to doctors, and one doctor finally told me, goes, "You're making it up. I'm going to send you to a psychiatrist." And that was when I really felt like life was over. And I was feeling so hopeless. Even my husband didn't know what to do with me. He would go grocery shopping and come back with nothing that I could eat. And it was very upsetting. And was introduced to the oils by a girlfriend who came in and said, "Becky, I think I have something for you." And she introduced to me a bottle of Digestion. And she said, "Just rub it on your stomach." And I looked at her and I said, "You crazy? How could these snake oils help me when no doctor could help me?" She goes, "Well, give it a try. You have nothing to lose, right?" So I took a little drop and rubbed it on my stomach, and here I am today. 13 years later, life is good. It's amazing. And I'm just so delighted. I sold my print shop after being in business for 28 years. And because I just believed in bringing these beautiful oils to all over the world, and I wanted to enjoy meeting people and making a huge impact and difference. And so, what is an essential oil? Essential oils are natural aromatic compounds found in plants. I mean, for many, many different kinds of plants. We source it from the root of the plant, perhaps, the barks, the flowers, the leaves, the fruits. And there's different components of each type of plant that has different properties to it that we can benefit our body with. We can steam distill them or cold press extract it from the plant. Here's a picture of a peppermint leaf. And when you rub the peppermint leaf between your fingers, you're breaking open the peppermint oil sacs. And that's that smell, right? Here's a microscopic picture of the peppermint leaf with an oil sac on the back of the leaf and little thistly hairs right there protecting the oil sacs. I find this just an incredible, amazing thing. We are drawn to plants. We know that Ayurvedic medicines are there to support our bodies. And we can actually look at the modern approach of medicines and know that they're designed to go after the symptom, right? So when you're taking medicines for a certain thing, you're going to be using these medicines over and over and over again. And they say, don't stop because then your disease will come back or whatnot. Our natural approach actually goes after the root cause. When was the last time your doctor said, asked many questions like, what else could your body be doing? Or, they're only 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out. Here, take this prescription, right? A lot of prescriptions have a lot of side effects, and the essential oils don't. You can't be allergic to them because there's no proteins in them. And so there's so many benefits that can happen with these natural oils. What's really amazing is because doTERRA's oils are so pure, so potent, and not filled with any harmful fillers and contaminants that they can actually pass through the cell membrane, which is really important to know because that's where our DNA structure is, that's where viruses and different things live, and that's really important to know that these essential oils contain hundreds of different compounds, providing complex and versatile abilities to combat those threats and to go to work on our body's behalf. So, using these essential oils, you're going to find that they're very effective and they're very safe. What I love, I was talking to somebody about herbs the other day, and essential oils are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. One drop of peppermint essential oil equals 28 cups of peppermint tea. Wow. And when you think about that potency, you can't compare our oils to anything else in the market because they're so pure, they're not stretched with anything. There are three ways to use the oils. Now, this is really important, you guys, for the next part of my class. I want you to pay close attention. When you're looking at essential oils, you can use them three ways. Aromatically, which you could take a drop in your hand, you could rub it in and breathe it, or you can use it like in a diffuser I have going on my back counter here. You can use them topically, and today we're going to talk a lot about a lot of topical uses of the oils, and you can actually use them internally. Now, some oils are not rated to use internally, so you're going to want to learn how to look at the recipes and look at the codes that are on each of the oils to know what you can do and use them with. So, this is all about living a natural lifestyle. My goal with you today is to talk about informed self care. doTERRA talks about this chart where we go through and we talk about nutrition and digestion. That's the foundation of our health. Everything starts in our gut, right? And then how's your moving around? Are you exercising and getting the body moving? That's so important. And then we also talk about rest and managing stress. And we talk about natural self care. Actually, it's a natural self care that we're really going to focus in on today. And we're helping you learn how to be informed with self care. Many people talk about, they just look at the price tag of our oils and, wow, man, that might be expensive, but they can't compare it to anything else. And when we're going through and we're showing you ways to save money in your home by a lot of these different recipes and omitting a lot of toxicity in your home, you will be amazed on how much money you're saving. So we want you to look at the whole picture here today and look at things. Now, I'm going to show you this little video. I hate showing videos on Zoom calls because I know sometimes they don't come through very well, but this is just a short one, and hopefully it will work through here for you.
Not so long ago, ingredients were legible, fragrances were real, cleaning products were safe, and cheese was, well, cheese. Yes, once upon a time, products were actually products of nature. But over the last century, industry after industry abandoned the source for synthetics and purity for profit. But what does it mean for your health? Concern is mounting over the risks of toxic load. For the most part, bodies are quite adept at filtering and flushing toxins, which is important since some toxins are not easily avoided. The human body can only filter and flush so much before the load takes a physical toll. Though you can't control many everyday environmental toxins, you can purge the hundreds of toxins lurking in your own cabinets and drawers. Indeed, studies have found that just a squirt of common air freshener releases close to 100 contaminants. Many perfumes and colognes contain phthalates, which emerging science suggests may be linked to reproductive and development issues. Most products used to clean the home should probably come with a full protective suit. It wasn't always this way, and it doesn't have to be. Pure and effective products do exist that bring the best of nature into your everyday routines. The choice is yours. doTERRA. Pursue what's pure.
I just love that video. Every time I watch it, I feel like I do. They just say it so beautifully. And when we're talking about living in our homes with all these toxic chemicals and cleaning supplies and things, my goal today is to help show you how you can use the essential oils to help establish a toxic-free lifestyle. Limiting the exposures of chemicals in your home as much as you can from anything, we can't eliminate a lot of it, like carpets and paint on the walls, cosmetics that we use and fragrances we can. And so we're going to try to show you some recipes that you can do that. Overload of toxic products in our homes. Women leave the house in the morning with having over 168 chemicals on our body, from shampoos to makeup to the clothing we wear, the soaps in the shower, all those things. It's incredible how much. Men, it's about 85 chemicals. And I don't know, I think it's probably more than that, to be honest with you, when you think about the air freshener. It has how many, what did she say, over 100? That's incredible. And so we really want to help support you in that. Here are some dirty dozen chemicals. I can't pronounce half of these words, you guys, so you can take a screenshot of this if you want. But oh my gosh, formaldehyde is in so many of our ingredients. We have phthalates and petroleum products and things. There's so much in these products that we use. Do you read the ingredients on a lot of those products that you buy? I'm going to give you a challenge today to go through your home, go underneath your kitchen sink, the bathroom sink, and wherever you keep all these cleaning supplies, and look at the ingredients. Here in the United States, we have an ingredient or a product called Simple Green. And just even with the name, you think it's very safe to use to clean your counters. You spray it on your counters. Well, if you look at the instructions, it says spray on, wipe off, then wash off. How many people actually wash off the chemical you just sprayed on, right? I never had. And so this is something that we're going to do to help you understand better. In a lot of the chemical products that we have, including toothpaste, you guys, not doTERRA's toothpaste, of course. I'm talking about the toothpaste brands that you can buy at the store. They have warning labels on the back, and it says harmful or fatal if swallowed. Why are we using toothpaste that has a danger sign on it that says if you use it and swallow it, you might want to call poison control? We are putting this in our mouth where we have a lot of it absorbs into our body, right? And that is just horrible. I'm so thankful that doTERRA has an amazing toothpaste just because of that. But these are the different levels of uh, um, poison that's going to happen, the toxicity that's going to happen to our body. And so if it says danger, a taste of a teaspoonful taken by mouth could kill an average size adult. Can you believe that? Just a teaspoon. And then if it's taken, if you swallow this, it's to an ounce, a teaspoon to an ounce, it could kill an average adult. And if you take an ounce to a pint, it could kill an adult. So that is incredible, really. And I'm just appalled by any of it, really, that we shouldn't have any of these chemicals in our society. It's so harmful. So start looking at the ingredients on your products. And I want to also give you a truth bomb. A lot of times people, when I'm talking to them about the essential oils and wanting to have them join the doTERRA lifestyle, they're not looking at the whole picture. They just look at the price of the bottle and go, oh, it's too expensive. But they're not understanding and actually seeing the value. When you go grocery shopping, you could spend 5,000 Indian rupees, right? And you say that's too expensive. Or if you go to a restaurant and have dinner, you could spend 5,000 Indian rupees and you think that's reasonable, right? What the heck is that about? You're only getting one meal versus many meals from the grocery store, right? You can go get a month's worth of supplements from a food supply store or something, right? And you say you can't afford that. Or you can go out a night drinking and having $7,000 spent and do that weekly. So where are you spending your money? You can go to the gym for 60 minutes at the gym and say you wish you had time, or you can spend 60 minutes watching Netflix or being on your phone. So really, let's take a look at that mindset and where your priorities are in your life and actually dictate what works best for really your goals and your mission. Where will you be in 5 years from now, if you continue to choose different decisions that you're making? Okay, so we're going to dive right in. Get your notebook out, ask questions, and I'm going to try to look at the chat here. It's kind of in my way a little bit, so I've moved it off. Um, okay, so what you want to do is stock up on some roller bottles. doTERRA sells roller bottles in their back office. You can also purchase some things from Amazon India. I've done this before when I've gone, and I like to always buy the spray bottles, dropper bottles. And as you, maybe if you're new to the business or you've been around for a while, when you sign up people, I always like to do a little bag and put maybe a couple roller bottles in there, a spray bottle, and a dropper bottle, maybe some gel capsules. So that's kind of a nice little gift to get started with making different things. In today's call, we're going to want to have a couple of these. I was shocked when I was looking on Amazon India to find a double boiler. There wasn't one to be found. And I guess it's not really something that you guys use in India. Maybe you do it differently. This is what I did find. Is this pan goes inside this warm water. You boil this water, and we're going to want to do it as a double boiler. So sometimes when you're cooking chocolate or something, you don't want it to be direct on the heat. So double boiler is really important to have. And you're going to want to use some utensils. I really like these silicone utensils. Again, I'm not sure how safe they are when you really get diving into the toxicity levels. They're better than some of the plastic stuff that we use. I would also maybe look at some of the bamboo utensils I've been seeing coming out in United States. I'm not sure if they're available in India. Wooden spoons, things like that would be helpful. Okay, so where do you, I spelled where wrong. Where do you find recipes? So, well, we have many wonderful things. So, I have this Essential Life book, which is just an incredible book. Now, I put the link on here. One of our wonderful leaders in India does sell this book. And so, please purchase it from her. She's got the rights for the person here in United States. That's the link, QR code for that. So, take a screenshot of that. This book is beautiful. It talks about different wellness concerns. It gives you different recipes and different things. And so you can look it up. And I recommend anybody who's new with doTERRA, this is a must have. I also love the Essentials EOE book, which is Essentials of Earth. And you can get the app for your phone for this book as well. But I like this one. It's a one-time cost, it never is reoccurring. And it also has testimonies on here. And that is a big thing. People in India are always asking for testimonies and stuff, and people are really shy about their testimonies for some reason in India. And so this has testimonies, and it's really important. We're not doctors, right? We want to make sure that our people have these resources so they can look it up themselves. They can read the testimonies and kind of assess what they want to try and start out with. So I think that's really important. We also have the blog on doTERRA, and doTERRA has amazing recipes. So if you go doTERRA blog recipes, you'll find food recipes, you'll find spa and facial line recipes, you'll find kid DIY recipes. Here's a really fun one on Play-Doh and using essential oils for the textures and the aromatherapy. So what a great way to be able to help calm kids down with making your own Play-Doh. Isn't that fun? And then we have Pinterest. So doTERRA has Pinterest is a social media site where there's tons of recipes you can find. Really, honestly, you can even do Chat GDP and find recipes too. So there's lots of great ways to find recipes to get started. Now, here's some safety tips that I want you to be aware of. Now, this is really important. In India, on the doTERRA India website, when doTERRA registers the product, they have to pay for the registration for topically or for cosmetic is the actual registration or food grade. Okay, so they have to comply with how it's registered in India. Now, if you have any doubts or questions, and the book says maybe you can take it internally in our book, and in India, maybe it's not registered as an internal product for India. But go to the doTERRA United States website. It's the exact same product, you guys. It's just the way the registration is. And be mindful with what you want to do there. Okay. So the A stands for aromatic, I is internal, and T is topical. And you will see those codes as well in the book and in the apps and so on. N is for neat, and that stands for putting it on straight, just right out of the bottle. Um, and S is actually for sensitivity. I got that wrong on there. Sensitivity means maybe it's a little bit of a hot oil, or if you use it quite a bit, your skin could be sensitive to that. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad product. It means that your body may be detoxing, and or older people and young people have more sensitive, thinner skin. And so we want to be mindful to that. You want to look at different carrier oils. doTERRA has a beautiful carrier oil called the fractionated coconut oil, and this is something that you must have. Everybody should purchase one of those, so make sure you get it on your loyalty reward program. And I go through a lot of coconut oil, you guys. The coconut oil by itself is a beautiful product. When you're using it in recipes, it actually is a very thin, very when you put it in like a roller bottle, it absorbs into the skin very easily. It goes and penetrates at a deeper level. Some base oils like avocado oil or olive oil actually tend to be more greasy and they stay on top of the skin. So you want to look at the different properties of some of these oils. And I have this wonderful book. It's my soap making book, and I absolutely love it. It talks about the different oils and the properties. Like apricot oil, for example, it's high in fatty acids, it's high in vitamin A, C, and E, and it's good conditioning and moisturizing properties. So if you're going to make something for your skin, then maybe this would be a good base oil to work with, right? And so there's tons of different base oils that you can do. So this book had like 30 pages. So I couldn't put them all in this program today, but you can probably do chat GDP or research it yourself and go from there. Now, one of the things that my upline told me a long time ago, and it was so smart. You guys, the most important thing is write your recipes down. Seriously, write your recipes down. The very first time I made a recipe for my mom's restless leg, she would go to sleep and her legs go, they're just itchy and she wants to move them. That's called restless leg, and it was really hard to sleep. So we looked up a recipe for restless leg and we added this and did that. And we got a little creative on our recipe and we didn't write it down. Do you think we could recreate that recipe? She said we've never been able to recreate that recipe where it works so good the first time, right? So go ahead and take these little sheets. You will get these sheets. You can purchase them from doTERRA and write down like 2 drops lavender, 5 drops grapefruit, for example. So write down on the actual sticker what you did. That is a good way to do it. Also make a recipe card or make a binder and write your recipes down for there. I use my notes window in my computer, but the biggest thing is to write the recipe down. I can't emphasize that enough, okay? Now, you also want to be mindful about dilution charts. Now, you can Google doTERRA dilution charts and you'll find lots of them, and it seems to be a little confusing. I don't like dilution charts that talk about age because I've seen 3-year-old kids that are heavier than a 5-year-old kid. I think it really should be by weight, um, and so on, but be your own guide on that and be mindful. 1 drop is a dose for an adult. Like what size of an adult, right? If you're a really big, heavy, tall guy, maybe you want 2 or 3 drops, right? If you're an average sized woman, maybe 1 drop. If you're a 1-year-old infant, then you're going to want to look at the size of the infant and actually dilute it. So if you're going to do a 5 ml bottle, you want to do less than a drop, and the rest, this is going to be comparing to 1 drop to a teaspoon of carrier oil. So if you do a teaspoon to 1 drop or half a drop, and so on. So this is like a 3% ratio, a 4% ratio, 10% ratio would be 15 drops, and so on. You guys, I usually don't do a roller bottle with over 30 drops, and the rest will be the carrier oil. So be mindful. A lot of people ask me, well, how many drops should I put in there? It just really depends on what the strength of the health concern that they're working on, to their habits that they have, and so on. Here's a recipe that I love to talk about that doesn't have a dilution in it. And, we go through different seasons, different, molds, pollen in the trees, grass, all the different dog hair. We can be allergic to different things, right? And this is a recipe that's really powerful for those seasonal sniffles and congestion issues. I'm trying really hard to be compliant here. It's hard to do when you're talking about this, but here's the recipe. And I like to put it in an empty bottle and 100% lemon, 100% peppermint, 100% lavender in these drop ratios. You can add frankincense to it too, maybe 3 or 5 drops of frankincense to add that power pack to it. And then you take a dropper and put 1 to 2 drops under your tongue first thing in the morning. And maybe if you have really bad allergies, you can do it at nighttime as well. You can use this in a diffuser as well. And this is a nice way. This is a simple version of a DIY that you can make. So let's see. Do we have any questions here? No, that's a glass dropper. And that's a glass dropper. Make sure when you're on Amazon that you do look, or when you're purchasing these things, that you're using glass, especially when there is a citrus oil added to the recipe. Um, yeah, this is a glass dropper. So this little part here is glass. Okay. Now, here's some cleaning supplies. We were talking earlier about detoxing the home, and I love, love, you can go onto my YouTube channel and I have how to make this hand foaming cleaner. These bottles you can purchase on Amazon India, and they make the soap foamy. So it's a foam thing you put in your hand, and there's a product called Castile soap. And Castile soap is a liquid-based soap that's all natural. And it's made actually from olive oil, and it's actually from olives. So it's Castile soap is a really great ingredient to have in your home. And then you can use fractionated coconut oil. You can add some aloe vera. A lot of my leaders are growing aloe vera at their home, so they can take off a leaf and squeeze some aloe vera in there. And then on Guard, lemon oil, eucalyptus oil, those are really good oils to put in there. Now, I wouldn't use lemon oil because this particular one is plastic, so kind of be mindful of that. And you also want to just fill it up to um, where the air can actually get in. So it's only like really halfway. Usually there's the mark on the bottle to make that foaming action work. And then here's an all-purpose cleaner. Oh, shoot, I was going to grab my cleaner. I love, love, love my cleaner. You guys, this works amazing. Again, you have a big spray bottle. This is like a 16-ounce spray bottle. It's glass, and you can put a tablespoon of Castile soap in it, add some vinegar, and then water, and then any essential oil that you like. You can do the lemon oil, tea tree oil, On Guard, Purify. Breathe oil, actually, I like using Breathe. You can make this as an air freshener, the similar kind of thing, and have it in the bathroom, right? We call it the potpourri or the number 2 spray, and it's really nice to have in the bathroom. Okay, now here is another recipe. Now this, you guys, is a golden recipe. This recipe, I sell a lot of this. This is something I want to explain to you, that if you're doing markets or trade show, vendor shows, things like that, this Immortelle healing salve is from my upline. She created this recipe. It's 1 cup of coconut oil, and that's the solid form. In India, we have the fractionated coconut oil, which is a liquid form. Fractionated coconut oil stands for medium chain triglycerides, right? And so it's always going to be liquid. In India, it's hard to know because it's so warm in India. It has the solid coconut oil has a melting point of 70 degrees. I don't know what that is in Celsius. So it melts pretty quickly. And when I was in India, we were making roller balls and they had bought the solid coconut oil and it actually was chilly, getting colder at night and the roller bottles got solid. It was pretty cute. So you want to be careful. This is a solid form. Olive oil or avocado oil, make sure you have a pure product. How do you know? When you purchase a bottle of avocado oil, put it in the refrigerator. If it separates, it's not pure. That's a good way to know because if they're filling it with harmful fillers and contaminants, which they do on those cooking oils, you guys, it's pretty incredible. So you want to make sure you're using something pure. And then 4 tablespoons of beeswax pellets, which you can buy on Amazon. So you put this in the double boiler that I shared with you earlier and you melt it. Get it melted really good because these beeswax pellets, they kind of turn clear, but they're still not melted all the way. And then you take it off the heat and you let it cool just enough. Let it cool, and then you add the essential oils. This will get solid, so don't let it cool too much. You want to get it to a, a thicker form before it starts to get solid. And then you pour it into these little tin cups. This is something I didn't show. You can pour it in the glass jars as well. I don't have a glass jar here with me, but these are really nice and lightweight. And you guys, this Immortal Healing Salve works great for people going through breast cancer with chemotherapy treatments or skin issues or burns and cuts and bruises. So it is a must-have all the time, and I love it. Okay, this recipe is sugar scrub, and this is found off the doTERRA website. Why sugar scrubs? You guys, when you're using sugar and you mix it with the baking soda and you mix it with fractionated coconut oil, it actually has a a chemical response, if you will, that will eat away at the dead skin on your body. And it actually is a emulsification process. So using like brown sugars is really powerful. And you should do this often. Your skin will be so soft. And when you fuse it with essential oils, like I got some recipes here, but here's like lavender. You can do a lavender one or a rose one, lemon sugar scrub. Um, you can make your own little potions and stuff. These make wonderful gifts, bridal shower gifts, and just a lot of really fun stuff to do. Here are some other recipes. My friend Terry, she likes to do sugar scrubs for the feet, and you can mix this up and rub it on the feet. And oh my gosh, so I know a lot of you in India walk around barefoot and stuff. This will be just the cat's meow. We love, 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 love this. It's really incredible. Coffee sugar scrubs are really great to wake up the skin and to energize you, and herbal tea scrubs. So you can really get creative and come up with your own recipes too. This is just a really great idea. You can make chapstick and lip balm. You can add colorant in it too. It's really pretty crazy. So shea butter you can actually purchase on Amazon India. I'm sure there's other places as well. Mica, there's natural colorants you can use from natural flowers that are edible. You can soak those and get the colorants out of them and so on. So there's really nice ways that you can do that. I love, 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 love. One of my favorite recipes of lip balm is actually using a cocoa butter, which is chocolate, and then adding peppermint essential oil. So it's like chocolate peppermint lip balm, and it is the balm. It is amazing. So pretty fun. I sell a ton of that too. Now I have on my um, on my YouTube channel a whole half-hour long how to make candles and infusing essential oils and candles. So this is a when you're purchasing those toxic chemicals or candles on the store, they have perfumes in them that are harmful for our bodies. Don't buy those. If you love to burn candles, make your own. Soy candles are a really nice way to do that. And because it's a long video, super fun to do when you have a doTERRA class going with your current customers. It's fun to make some of these things and share the products. When I do a DIY class at my house, I will actually sell the candles or sell the sugar scrubs to them just at my cost so that I cover the cost. Here's a bath salt. Bath salts, you guys. I know there's not many bathtubs in India, which surprises me. Um, you can also use this as foot scrubs or foot salts. So I took a picture here of a foot bath and using making different kinds of salts in here. Here's the salt jar. I don't know if you can see this that I make. I love this, you guys. This salt jar, I call it Stinky Feet. And this has got recipes in here to help with like the toe funguses and the different things. Cracked heels. I put deep blue in here. So your feet are just so happy after you soak that. You can actually make a partnership with like a sugar scrub, do the sugar scrub on the feet, and then soak them in the bath salts. And wow, totally amazing. One of the really good things to remember too is these magnesium flakes. We do not get enough minerals in our body. And when you add that magnesium flakes to it, the largest pores are on the bottom of your feet, and you'll be absorbing that into your body, and it's going to be really powerful. I'm suggesting essential oils such as Zendocrine, which is really good detoxification oil. Balance is a really good calming oil. Deep Blue again. But get creative. If you're working on a particular wellness concern with somebody, maybe they've got neuropathy, look up that in the book and see what essential oils would be really good for that. Now here's my upline, Cindy. She's amazing. Terra Tribe deodorant. She came up with this deodorant recipe. You guys, there's no chemicals in it. This is really incredible. Here in the United States, a lot of our deodorants have aluminum in them, and that's so harmful. Actually, aluminum causes breast cancer. And here we are putting it next to that. It's just horrible the things that we do with these products that they make, right? And another fun class to make. You can put these recipes together and come up with different scents that you like. Some of these oils I know are not in India, but consider balance oil is a beautiful one. Cedarwood oil, um, citrus bliss is another ingredient you can put in there. Now, I sell a lot of lotion. The lotion is super easy to make. And this again is Cindy's recipe. And when I was in India, we made a whole bunch of these jars. You can buy these jars on Amazon. I think it's like 50 for like 5,000 Indian rupees. What a cheap way to make some product, right? And you can infuse it again with these oils. If you have, again, remember, we can put things on our skin topically. Make sure you're using the topical type products, but you can put frankincense in there, Aromatouch, or um, you can just do a base lotion and then mix it up every time you're putting it on your skin and adding something to it. Now, here's another recipe video that I do in my home on how to make soap. And you can make some melt and pour soap in India. There's the um, melt soap that you can buy on Amazon. And here's the QR code to watch my video on that. Here is some of the things you can purchase on Amazon. You can get the goat's milk soap. You just cut it up into cubes like cheese, and then you melt it in the double boiler. You can add some colorants, natural colorants. Try to find natural colorants. And then you have molds, like these are really wonderful silicone molds. And look at, they're not that expensive, right? And then you can turn around and sell these soap bars. Really fun. So here's my leader and Moa with all of his downline, and they're making soap and they're having so much fun and really enjoying themselves. It's a great way to encourage people to come to classes and learn about the oils and how to use them, right? This is what the most important thing is. And you can't see this picture very well, but she's wrapping them up and putting a label on it, and super fun. And you can actually make labels on a program called Canva. It's a free program and make your labels, but I want to talk about some compliance things too. Here is my logo. My last name is Raney, and we live on the beach, and so I call my business Rainy Beach Essentials. And I make soaps and lotions, and then I actually do a booth where I sell the doTERRA products too. But we want to be compliant. And I hate talking about compliance because it feels like I'm restricted. But doggone it, we have those government rules. And first off, even though you're a doTERRA wellness advocate, you are not corporate doTERRA. So you cannot use the corporate doTERRA name on your products. Okay, that's something really important because doTERRA is not selling that, you are. So come up with your own name and do not put doTERRA on the label. You don't want to put disease claims on there, like diabetes recipe, right? You don't want to do that because that's actually against the India rules of government. It's not doTERRA's rules. It's not that. We have to follow those rules. And you can't promise a cure. And you're doing that for you. If you promise this will cure cancer and it doesn't, they could sue you. You could get in trouble. So you just don't want to promise cures. You want to say, this will help support the body in working with cancer or something. And then that way you're being compliant. On the doTERRA website, you can type doTERRA compliance and search for that. And there's whole these videos and all these things that you can get yourself all brushed up on, making sure you're very familiar with what to do with that. Okay, now here is my booth. Like, I know it's not a very good picture. I don't know why. It didn't come up very good on the Canva. All the different products that I make, I got my lotions and my little potions here and face creams and healing salve. I make bars of soap for shampoo and a castor oil infused with essential oils. Everything I have on my booth is used with doTERRA products. My main focus is, however, doTERRA. And that is what we want to do is we want to draw people in. We want to get them signed up with the VMG and the other products that we have. The deep blue, you guys, I sell a ton of deep blue. Um, that is just incredible. People love the deep blue. And the Meta Power, as more products come in with Meta Power, that's another product you can sell. The hand sanitizer. Now, I think we don't have hand sanitizer at the moment in India. So you can make your own hand sanitizer, really important type stuff. Okay. And here are some more pictures of different things that I make. Again, I just wanted to give you an idea of different stuff. I make a ton of roller bottle recipes, um, different like calming blends, sleeping blends, potions, and things like that that are commonly used. And when you meet people, always have them fill out a form or get your email, give them your, have them get your email. You want to make sure you are able to contact them afterwards, but getting them, this is a good way to sample products with people so that that way they can give it a try. And then make sure you follow up with them and invite them to a class. Host a class, a basic introduction class, so that that way you can have them start doing this on their own. Another thing that I like to do in my booth is I like to give an Aromatouch hand technique. And this is a great way to engage in conversation, have people experience the oils, and have them understand what's going on. And if you're not familiar with the Aromatouch hand technique, we have classes on the Aromatouch massage, and the hand technique is just a soft, simple, quick version of that to be able to have people experience the oils. Again, you guys, this is all about living a wellness lifestyle. It's all about making a difference and an impact for people, talking about the nutrition and digestion, movement, rest and managing stress. And we were focusing today on these two areas of helping people be informed, how to use the oils, how to stay engaged with the oils, and how to take on and take control of their health. So, if you're not a member yet, I would love to invite you to reach out to the person who invited you to be here today. And I would love to talk with you about, talk with them about how to get a membership ID. When you join doTERRA, it's free in India and you get everything at 25% off from manufactured retail price. Isn't that incredible? Like, who would not want to join, right? You can also, here's the kicker. I really want to explain. You can get deeper discounts with the loyalty reward program. So being a loyal customer ordering every month, you can change up your order, order the vitamins, minerals, and greens every month. You're going to get deeper discounts each month you order. Now, below wholesale price and earn an income, you can sign up as a doTERRA Wellness Advocate. And most people right now are doing that because they really, really want to run and make a difference and an impact and share these oils. As we're still new in India, we have so much ground to cover, incredible opportunity. Here are some kits. I have a plethora of different kits that you can look at here. We didn't talk much about this today, you guys. This is a game changer. These vitamins, minerals, and greens and the E omegas are incredible foundation for your health. It's a game changer, really, really a must-have. And then the athlete's kit has this deep blue in here and a nice little collection of oils. And then most people sign up with the top 10 essential oils. We have the Healthy Experience Kit, and it comes with a diffuser if you purchase with 13,652 Indian rupees. And this is a really great way to get started. Again, this is 5 ml bottles, which are 85 doses to a bottle, and you get all 10 bottles in there. Then this is a bigger kit with 15 ml bottles, and the 15 ml bottles are 250 drops or doses. Now, in this kit, the 5 ml deep blue, it only comes in 5 ml deep blue, so that was the one exception I want to point out. This also comes with a fractionated coconut oil and a beautiful diffuser. Let me just go in real quick with the loyalty reward program because when people get started, go, gosh, these oils look expensive. I don't know if I could do this every month. Yes, you need to do this every month, even if you're buying one oil. We look at a thing called PV, what stands for personal volume or product volume, and that equals the volume all across the globe. So in the United States, lemon oil might be 12 PV. India, it might be, I don't know what it is, Indian rupees, maybe 2,500 Indian rupees, and it will be 12 PV. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody knows that off the top of your head, please put it in the chat. Um, and that will make it just equal. So if you order one thing, you're maintaining your promotion here. If you do 50 PV, you're going to increase your percentage. So what this is let's say you enroll, and then the next month you decide you want some different oils that you didn't get to add to your collection. So month 1, 2, and 3, you're going to get an additional 10% back in product credit points, and they'll show up on your website. Month 4, 5, and 6, you're going to get 15% back. Month 7, 8, and 9, you get 20% back, you guys. Month 10, 11, and 12, 25%. And after a year's time being loyal to doTERRA, you're getting an additional 30% back, and it adds up. You can get free product, use those free products to make DIYs, use those free products to resell, retail. You're getting 100% profit, right? And so that's just an incredible way. Now, if you want to do the business, we ask that your investment is 100 PV every month. And as you're enrolling people, when you have that 100 PV in your loyalty reward template, then you're going to earn commissions each time you enroll somebody and so on within a week's time. So make sure you set your template up right away when you get started. Now, to participate in the product of the club month, meaning if you order that oil, your oils, and you do 125 PV before the 15th of the month, you're going to get a free product. Anybody know what the product is this month? Put it in the chat if you know what the product is this month, and you only got a few days left to get that product. And then sometimes we have a 200 PV promotion where we'll get a really powerful oil. Now, I'm going to ask you to reach out to the person who invited you today and make sure that you talk to them, that if you have any doubts or questions regarding membership and whatnot, and we'll be happy to help answer any of your questions. It's so important, you guys, to be able to make sure that you get started. There's no reason to stop or no reason to wait. I have a lot of people who like to wait, and I just don't understand. Like, our health matters more than ever right now. And also, we're going to take a look at the business opportunity. And I'm going to do a class tomorrow, same time, 7:30 p.m. And we're going to talk about the business opportunity. And we're going to go through what about the company? What about some of the products? And then we're going to talk about how to earn money quickly so that you can get this moving and making a difference for yourselves. So that's my class for today. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my presentation and I'm going to stop the recording. So if you have any questions, we can answer them.